Do you ever get frustrated because you just can't seem to get your team to follow your SOPs and consistently perform? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a simple but super effective 3-part tool to help you more effectively manage your team. My name is Mark Fisher, and if you like today's video, head over to businessforunicorns.com. You can find out all about how we help training gym owners create more income, more impact, and more freedom. We all know well-intentioned employees who just can't seem to sing from the songbook you've given them. Hallelujah. They seem to care, they seem to want to do good work, but they just keep messing up. Hallelujah. I recently read BJ Fogg's excellent book, Tiny Habits, and it occurred to me that the model in there for behavior change is actually completely actionable for those of you looking to manage your team and help support them in consistently executing the behaviors that will lead to training gym success. According to Fogg, building a habit requires 3 things. We have a prompt, something that cues us to do the movement. We need ability, which is to say we need to have the skill to actually do whatever it is that we want to do the actual behavior. And we need motivation. We need the desire to do the thing. There has to be some compelling reason that we want to execute this behavior. So let's talk about how we can use that when we are troubleshooting a management issue with a team member. Let's say you have a coach on your team who keeps being late to email responses. What could be going on there? Well, let's analyze it through this 3-part framework. 1, is there a prompt? If they're going into their email inbox on a semi-regular basis, they should get and see that somebody emailed them. It's possible that they don't have a prompt because they don't have a good system of managing their email. They're either not checking it at all. 2, do they have the ability? Well, presumably if they're just asking them to respond to an email, if they can, read and type, then yeah, in theory, they have the ability to do it. And then lastly, motivation. Do they have the desire to do it? Do they care? Do they even want to respond to the email? We might suggest that the ability, the skill that they're lacking is managing their emails, which is short-circuiting the prompt that somebody that is an email aficionado is going to get when they see that they have a new incoming unread email. Now, maybe this could be improved if you explain to them why prompt email responses are so meaningful. If you explain to them the impact, the negative impact it can have on their teammates or on you and you have to follow up. Another way of breaking down motivation is what are the carrots? What are the sticks? What is the benefit of doing their job and what is the consequence if they don't? So it's possible here that there's really no meaningful consequence. Why should they respond to the email? They never respond to the email and there keeps being no issue, right? So it's gonna be important that we learn how to escalate it. And if you don't know how to escalate it, keep your eyes peeled. I have an upcoming video I'm gonna be doing specifically on that very topic. Let's look at another example. Let's say you have a coach who can't seem to figure out how to do the closing checklist. They end the shift to the gym, they're the last person they're supposed to close up, and they keep missing things. Well, what's going on here? When we analyze it through our 3-step framework, when you can use a checklist, this becomes very valuable because the checklist is a prompt. They're literally going through it one by one and checking off the thing. So I would say if you don't have a checklist, it's possible to prompt because from an ability or skill perspective, presumably they know how to turn the AC off. And as far as motivation, well, similar to our previous example, I think it's even less likely that they don't really care. Like, whatever, I didn't even lock the place. I don't give a shit. My assessment would be if you do not have a checklist, then what they're missing in that scenario is likely the prompt. Finally, what happens when you have a coach who is not getting great feedback about their class? In the real world, we want to dig in more and say, like, is the feedback they're running late? Is it they're low energy? Why was the class unsatisfactory? And what part of the SOP are they not honoring? Second, we get to ability. Do they not know how to do that? This is usually jumping out as the core issue, right? Because presumably they have a motivation. Presumably they want to do a good job and they just, I don't give a shit if I do a good job or not. Okay, well, we have other problems there. And the good news is that's very solvable because that person probably should stay on your team. Because the reality is most coaches want to do good at their job. It's gonna be rare you have a coach not motivated to do good with the actual coaching of the sessions. So this is an ability issue. And this means we likely need to do more training because unfortunately, when you're teaching a class, you can't refer to a checklist of whatever the tenets of your preferred training experience or customer experience. They have some sort of program they're working on, not just making it up on the fly. But if they're unable to do it, sometimes they're just unable to integrate what your expectations are for delivering an amazing customer service experience, because it's just hard to do that in real time. And they might just need more training. They might need more auditing. They might need more role playing. Now, again, this is all assuming you have an SOP for your client experience, because if not, well, friends, looks like we've solved that one then. They don't know what to be doing. In closing, as our friends, the statisticians say, all models are wrong, some are useful. So I think even in these three relatively simple examples, we saw some situations where there was overlap, right? So I'm presenting this framework not because it's the end all be all, but it does give you a very useful tool to analyze when you're not getting the performance results you want from your team, what might be going wrong, so you know where to put your energy and your efforts. All right, friends, that's it for today. Thanks, as always, for checking out our videos. I am looking to get the word out far and wide about fitness business greatness. So it'd mean a whole lot to me if you go ahead and smash that button and subscribe, so more training gym owners can find out how to achieve even better results in their business and help even more people. My name is Mark Fisher. I will see you next time for more actionable tips, psychological frameworks, and when appropriate, philosophy.